Hi guys, it's MGS, back to give you another part of my Pokemon Liquid Crystal version playthrough. I finished my grinding off screen, so now my Meganium is pretty much the same level as the rest of my team, which is at level 45. So now that that's taken care of, I can finally get through Victory Road. So I'm going to start off by taking the right path and grabbing these two items that are just laying here. First item was a full heal, the next item is a max revive. Max revives will really help me out in the Elite Four. So I like that they let you take two items instead of one, because in red, blue, yellow you have to push a boulder and you only can pick one item. So I gotta like that. So anything over here? Nope. I just have to take the ladder up to the next level. And here's my first cool trainer of Victory Road, and he says prepare to lose. Strong words, but I'm not the one who's going to be losing. So this ace trainer's name is Kill Beast, and that's a unique name that the creators of Liquid Crystal named this cool trainer. You gotta like that, because it's not some boring common name like Cool Trainer John or something. So I want to put this Venusaur to sleep so that I could use Dream Eater, but my Hypnosis missed. But Venusaur went for a Giga Drain, and not too worried about that, because Ben Yu-Gi-Oh! Resists grass moves. So I'm going to try Hypnosis once more, and this time it didn't miss, and that's great. So now that it's asleep, I can finally go for Dream Eaters, since it's super effective. But unfortunately Kill Beast predicted my strategy, I guess, and woke up his Venusaur with a full heal. So not that it's awake again, I have to put it back to sleep. But Kill Beast switches to his Alakazam, and that's not too bad either, because Alakazam is weak to Ghost. So let me try Shadow Ball. Hopefully it KOs in one hit. And it did. So Alakazam goes down. So now here comes his Venusaur again, but this time I'm going to use a different Pokemon. I think this time I will try Snappy. So I actually trained up my Snappy 2 levels, so now it's at level 46, but it still didn't learn anything useful. Its moveset is pretty underwhelming. I really want it to have Psychic instead of Psybeam. But Psybeam looks to be a 2-hit KO. Venusaur goes for an Earthquake, which did a decent chunk of damage. So hopefully the second Psybeam will finish off the Venusaur, and it does. So Snappy's Twisted Spoon came in handy there, gives it a 10% boost to its Psychic moves. So here comes Blastoise. I'm going to switch out into Meganium, which is my best water counter on this team. So there's Blastoise. So I'm going to put Blastoise to sleep with Sleep Powder, which is the TM I just taught Meganium off screen. I got rid of Synthesis because Synthesis is better with Sunny Day, and I don't have Sunny Day on my Meganium. So I'm going to go for Razor Leaf, hopefully get a critical hit here. But I don't. But I really don't need a crit, because it's just going to be a 2-hit KO anyways. But there, I got it. So that was one turn too late, but that's okay. Blastoise is no more. Here comes Charizard. I'm gonna have to switch to D21, because I don't want my Meganium to get burned by a fire Pokemon. So I'm going for a Surf. I hope it one-hit KOs, and it just falls a little short of that. Charizard goes for Dragon Claw. I'm surprised his Charizard doesn't have an Earthquake. Unfortunately I got critted by that Dragon Claw, so that's why I did more damage. So I'm just going to go for another Surf. I expected Kill Beast to use Max Potion on his Charizard, so that was a waste of time. because it's just gonna go down here to 2 surfs. He actually gave me a free turn to attack him once more by healing up his Charizard. But unfortunately he's going to keep spamming the max potion once more. And Kill Beast, don't you learn? It's not gonna help you. Oh, I wish I had a crit there, so that I wouldn't have to use another surf. So now that I know he's not going to use another max potion, I don't think trainers use more than 2 of any kind of potion on their Pokemon. So I just went for the waterfall to finish off Charizard. So here comes a Golem, so I might as well stay in because it's a rock and ground type, who is ×4 weak against water. I also could have used Meganium, but I was too lazy to switch out. Okay, so D21 goes for the Surf. And as I expected, that was a 1-hit KO. And here comes Magneton, so I'm gonna have to switch out and use... You know what, I'll go out into Fighter. I was going to go into the Fury, but since Fighter's still level 45, I might as well get him some more experience, because Magneton is weak against fighting as well. So Brick Break will 1-hit KO Magneton. And that was a good game, Kill Beast. I lost? So he must have not been expecting to lose that battle. So tough luck. Cool Trainer Kill Beast, you lost. So deal with it. Okay, so here is another item and a Cool Trainer. First I'll get the item, which is an HP up. I'll use it on my Pokemon right now. And I should use it on a Pokemon that has the least amount of HP, and that would be Snappy. Alright, it's time to take on the next Cool Trainer. Let me see which Pokemon I have in the lead spot, and that's Ben Yu-Gi-Oh! I think I'll place Fighter at the front. Okay, bring it on. I might have made it this far, but I'm not done yet. What makes you say you're not done yet? I'm curious. Ace Trainer Jake wants to battle, and of course he sends out a Pokemon that can defeat my Fighter, and that's a Psychic type. So I'm gonna have to switch out. I will go into Meganium, why not? So he's probably gonna go for a Psychic. He actually went for Swift, and that's odd. If I were him, I would have used Psychic, but I guess he's stupid. So, let me see. I will first put this Espeon to sleep with Sleep Powder. If this were black and white and it has a Dream World ability, it would have had that Dream Mode ability, mirror something. I forgot what it's called. Well, status doesn't work on Espeon if you use it. Okay, so now that Espeon's asleep, I'm gonna go for the Razor Leaf. Unfortunately, Razor Leaf didn't do as much as I hoped. So he withdrew his Espeon, and he went out into Houndoom, which is an excellent choice because Fire Pokemon can resist grass moves like Razor Leaf. Oh yeah, I also decided to give Meganium lefties off screen and got rid of its... not got rid of it, but traded in the Quick Claw. So now I'm gonna have to switch so I can get rid of this Houndoom. So I'll go out into D21 to take the Flamethrower. And it took it very well. Okay, one Surf and this Houndoom is gonna be dead. Alright, and after that defeat, D21 will gain a level to 46, and that's very good. And Meganium gains some experience as well. So here's his Espeon again. So I'm just going to switch to Ben Yu-Gi-Oh, which is really my best option against Psychic types, because I can just clobber them with Shadow Ball. So Espeon is done. And Ben Yu-Gi-Oh also grows to level 46, so that's nice to see. Here comes a Feraligatr, so I'm going to use Meganium, the obvious choice. So I think it'll be a 2-hit KO with Razor Leaf, so I'll just go for that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it was halfway. But Meganium took the bite very well, because Meganium has pretty good physical bulk in the never used tier, if you're talking about Smogon tiers. The Feraligatr went for a Hydro Pump, and I'm not too worried about that because water moves are resisted by Meganium. And of course he went for full restore, so I'm going to have to whittle down its HP again with Razor Leaf. And I want to crit, but I didn't get it. But this time it looks to be a 2-hit KO. I think the last time I got min damage with Razor Leaf. So another Razor Leaf should finish off the Feraligatr. And I was right, it did finish it off. So I'm grateful for that. And Meganium grew to level 46. Very nice. And there comes a Heracross. And I don't want Meganium to take on the bug type. I'm going to switch to my Snappy. Okay, all I have to use is Psybeam. And this Heracross should be 1-hit KO'd, because it's weak against Psychic. Oh, I guess I was wrong. And Heracross went for the Mega Horn. If Snappy had Psychic, it would have been a 1-hit KO. So unfortunately, Snappy goes down. And let's see, I'll just finish it off with the Fury. And I'll just finish it with a Flame Wheel. I want to conserve the Fury's overheat PPs. Heracross went down, and Ace Trainer Jake was beaten, and looks like he has to keep training. Yep, you better do that if you want to get better. So now I want to revive my Snappy, but I don't want to waste a max revive, because that's a very rare item. You can't buy that anywhere. But first I'll set up another max repel, and then I'll use one of my 18 revives to bring back Snappy from its fainting status. And I'll also use a Hyper Potion so that it can go back to full HP. Okay, now I'm ready to move on again. And looks like I have to go all the way around the right side to find this next cool trainer waiting for me. You're just another roadblock on my quest to become champion. Prepare to fight. Well, I'm not just another roadblock. So, Ace Trainer Mike wants to battle. He has an Alakazam. So, another Psychic type that a cool trainer leads off with, so I should have switched fighter before the battle, but it's too late now. I'll just use Meganium. So Alakazam went for Shadow Ball. I'm surprised it didn't go for a Psychic. So Shadow Ball did some damage, but not a whole lot. So Meganium is going to heal some of its HP with the lefties. So now it's time for me to take out this Alakazam. Alright, pardon the interruption. I had to pause the recording and the game because I noticed my emulator was starting to slow down. So now that I got that taken care of and my emulator's back at full speed, it's time to continue the battle. So I took a Nightshade from Alakazam and I went for Body Slam. So Alakazam healed itself with the citrus berry that it was holding. Okay, so I'm gonna try to take out this Alakazam. Alakazam went for another Shadow Ball, and that takes down Meganium to 24 HP. And Alakazam got paralyzed from the Body Slam, but it has synchronized, so Meganium is also paralyzed. So now it's time to heal my Meganium, because I think another Shadow Ball will defeat my Meganium. So unfortunately, of course, he went for a full restore, and I have to heal up my Meganium's paralysis because I don't want that to be a problem during the battle. So Alakazam goes for another Nightshade, and which deals the same amount of damage equal to its level. So it did 44 damage. So Alakazam tried to recover, but it was failed because it already has full HP. So I'm gonna go for Razor Leaf. I don't know why I didn't go for that in the first place. I guess I forgot about the physical special split that's in Liquid Crystal. So Ace Trainer recalled his Alakazam to go out into Dragonair, a dragon type that resists grass moves, but I did get a crit, which helps because it did a nice chunk of damage to Dragonair. So it looks like Dragonair is holding leftovers. Okay, so now that Dragonair's out, I might as well try to defeat it with Meganium, so I'll go for a Body Slam. Dragonair does have one of the best dragon moves in the game, which is Outrage, but I'm not too worried about that because Meganium is full of physical bulk. It can take Outrages pretty well. Alright, I'm back. I had to take care of that slowing down issue again with my emulator. Okay, so time for go for another Body Slam on the Dragonair. So Dragonair goes down. Here comes a Machamp. I'm gonna have to switch out Meganium and go out into Yu-Gi-Oh, who is immune to fighting type attacks. Okay, so now I will put to sleep the Machamp if I could, but Hypnosis missed. So Yu-Gi-Oh took heavy damage from Fire Punch. So I went for another Hypnosis, and lucky for me, it did hit this time. Machamp is fast asleep, and Dream Eater is great because not only will I deal super effective damage, but I can recover Yu-Gi-Oh's HP in the process and get back that damage I took from Fire Punch. Machamp woke up and went for another Fire Punch, and that's gonna hurt. And it hurt even more with that critical hit. So I'll just finish off Machamp with Shadow Ball since it's awake now and I can't use Dream Eater anymore. So Yu-Gi-Oh got a bunch of experience. Here comes an Alakazam. I'll just stay in because I'm confident that I can outspeed this Alakazam. And I do, and finish it with a Shadow Ball, and that's great. Don't have to deal with that Alakazam anymore. So Yu-Gi-Oh grew to level 47. Now it's the highest level Pokemon on my team. Here is a Meganium. So I will switch to the Fury. So it's time to deal out its Fury with an Overheat. Meganium doesn't stand a chance. So that should be one at KO, and with Overheat and Stab super effective, Meganium will not live an Overheat. So the Fury grew to level 47, just like Yu-Gi-Oh did. Now here comes a Typhlosion of his own. so I'll just switch out to my D21. Alright, and before any of us makes our first move, D21 will recover with some lefties, which comes in handy. So a surf will deal a lot of damage, obviously, and I expected it to survive with some HP, just like Charizard did a couple battles ago. And D21 took the flamethrower very well, because it is a great special defensive wall, as most of you competitive Pokemon players know if you've used Tentacruel in a competitive overused battle, or you've battled against one. And here comes a Heracross, and I will just use Snappy. It needs to get revenge against the last Heracross that defeated it in battle, so it's redemption time. Alright, so now I'm going to go for a Psybeam, and that's going to be a 2-hit KO, and Heracross is going to get off a Brick Break. So I'm glad I didn't use the Mega Horn, but I can't be glad too fast because I got critted by Brick Break. So unfortunately Snappy's going to go down to a second Heracross in this video. And that sucks, but what can I do? So I'm gonna avenge it with my own Heracross and use Brick Break right back in its face. And that was stupid. I don't know why I went for a fighting move on a bug type. So I'll just finish it with Dragon Claw. And down goes the Heracross. So I defeated Ace Trainer Mike. Looks like I need to train more before challenging the Elite Four. And you're exactly like the last cool trainer who said the exact same thing. Alright, so I'm going to stop right here. Thank you all for watching. Comment, like, sub. In the next part I will try to finish off Victory Road. So I'll see you guys then.